the sticking point in the negotiations right now, according to Trump, is intellectual property rights. They are not observing intellectual property rights. What that means is exorbitant patent restrictions, radically opposed to free trade, built into the World Trade Organization system to protect U.S. corporations. So we want Bill Gates to be the richest man in the world, so therefore there's a essentially monopoly for Windows. Pharmaceutical prices have to go out of sight, so therefore there's huge patent restrictions on for pharmaceuticals. Suppose China decided not to observe them. Who suffers? Well, Bill Gates will have a little less money. Users of computers will be able to find better programs than Windows. Pharmaceutical corporations, instead of having trillions of dollars, will only have a few trillions. People will be able to buy cheaper drugs. I mean, it's argued that this would cut back innovation. But if you look into it, that's not the way innovation takes place. Take, say, Windows. I mean, I don't have to tell you, the development of computers, software, internet, and so on, that was all a taxpayer, most of it a taxpayer expense for decades. In fact, the same with pharmaceuticals. There's a good reason why if you walk around MIT, you see you see Pfizer, Novartis, they're all there kind of feeding off the creative scientific work done at the laboratories, mostly at government expense. If you'd gone back there 50 years ago, you would have seen Raytheon.
When I was a student there, those were the big...
And that's because electronics was kind of the cutting edge of the economy.
Yeah.
And now it's biology. So, and this is at every research university in the country, not just MIT.
Sure.
So going back to China and the intellectual property, why should they observe the intellectual property rights which are rammed through by the United States and other rich countries? And now let's look at a little history. How did England develop? By stealing technology from more advanced countries like India or the Low Countries, even Ireland. How did the United States develop? By stealing technology from India, from England. That's why we got a textile industry, a steel industry, and so on. Of course, it wasn't called stealing then. It was just that's the way it developed. Every single developed country is developed that way. Then comes something that economic historians call kicking away the ladder. First you climb the ladder, then you kick it away so nobody else can do it. Well, that's kind of what lies behind all of this, lies behind the effort to try to impede Chinese economic development by things like demanding intellectual property rights. Do you see any discussion of this?